This is a screenshot from my dashboard on Apex. I got a $30,000 payout on 20 accounts. So I think this is the world's first payout on the new end of day 50k accounts, which is pretty great, right? In this video, I want to show you guys exactly how I managed to do this in basically under 2 weeks. And also this is my personal experience, right? I am not a financial advisor. Take what you want from this video and apply it to your own process if you want to. Trading does involve real risk and nothing is guaranteed, obviously. This is my own experience and just wanted to show the proof first before I get into the video, because transparency is needed a lot in this industry. So this is the dashboard. This is the post that I made. Apex also retweeted it, so it's legit. It was requested on March 10th and it was approved within 5 minutes, which was pretty fast. So I'm going to show you exactly how and what setups I look for trading NQ. I only traded NQ. I rarely trade ES. Yeah, basically just NQ. So the way everything went, they announced the new accounts right on 2nd March, which was Monday. I actually bought 20 of them. I failed the first 20, again, transparency. I bought another 20 and I managed to pass them the same day. So I passed the accounts the same day on Monday. And 10 days later, I requested the first max payout, which is pretty fast, right? The new payout system is nice. You can get paid out quite fast as long as you respect the rules. To pass the accounts, I basically, to be honest, I raised the entire drawdown. You have on the 50k accounts, you have a 1k daily loss limit. So I raised that 1k to basically make 3k the profit target. It was a nice 1 to 3 trade. I waited for New Year setup. I'm not sure what trade I took. Let's see if I remember, if I go back on that day. So I think I waited. This was London session Asia, right? We got a push down and I think I entered somewhere around here after we broke structure to the upside. We retested the lows and I entered there before New York opened. So I think I entered somewhere around here. I had like a 75 stop loss. Target was 225 points. So 1 to 3 and I got that hit within one candle. Yeah, this was just a very volatile open on Monday. So that's how I passed them, right? Just go back here and yeah, that's what I did. I risked the entire drawdown, 1 to 3, passed the accounts. Next day, activated, paid the activation fee, which at the moment is, I think it's $100 per 50k account. And then basically this is how it went, right? I'm not going to show all the setups, but I'm just going to show you the strategy and what I used to pass the accounts. So this is how I actually did it. I only traded between 3 and 5 micros. I never went above 5 micros, which most of you guys may think that, getting a payout, to get a payout, you need to use big position sizing. And that's really not true. You don't need to use minis, not even more than 5 micros. 5 micros is enough, especially in a 50k account, because it gives you enough room to for drawdown. You don't blow your account in one single trade and you can just take it slow. So basically the way I did it was, first day I made around, just type it here, I made around $1,000. Second day, same thing, around $1,000. And then third day, same thing, I made around $1,000. Fourth day, I made the $250 for the requirement. Fifth day, I made the same $250. So if you think about it, right, I made 100 points per day in the first 3 days. And then the fourth and fifth day, I only traded, to be honest, 2 to 3 micros. I never really traded 5 micros. And I did that again because I did not want to blow the accounts. I did not want to rush it. And catching 100 points, especially in these 3 days, I think that was just, there was a lot of volatility in the markets. So it did play out quite well. I did catch a lot of good moves and, overall, very good trading from my side. So that's what I did, right? 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 250, 250 payout requested. Obviously there was, the extra $100 somewhere in these days, but overall I made a 3.6k to request the payout. On the 50k end of day accounts, so basically you need to have 5 $250 days. What else? You have a 1k daily loss limit, 2k overall drawdown, the 3k target, and I think you can use up to 2 minis, but you don't need that. In order to get basically the first payout, you need to build above the buffer, which is the $2,100, and then there's a $500 minimum payout. So basically the minimum balance you need to have is 2.6k to get the first payout, and that's going to be $500. There are max payouts. There are only 6 payouts available. The entire table is on their website, but for the first max payout I basically needed $3,600 to get that 1.5k per account. That was pretty straightforward, to be honest. That's the risk management I did. Now for the second payout, I'm just doing, because that's the beauty of it, right? You request the first payout, you're left with $2,100 and you need $1,500 more again to get the next payout. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just doing the $250 days because you need 5 of them. So 5 times 250 days, which you need for the payout, that's $1,250. So you just need $250 more to get the next payout. So you basically need 6 days with $250 or more to get the next payout, which again is pretty nice, pretty straightforward. You just flip that, you use 3 to 5 micros, you know, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly one setup that I actually took yesterday live with my students on the live call. If you guys are interested, I do have a mentorship called the Profit Blueprint, where I teach exactly how to get funded the fastest way possible and how to start getting payouts, both on CFD and futures. And I trade live every single day with my students. So yesterday we had a pretty nice day. We caught a 1 to 2 risk reward trade on EURUSD, and we also caught a 1 to 2 risk reward on NQ. So I'm just going to show this because it's the most recent one. I only use simple price action, to be honest. I don't use any ICT concepts. I mean, I use the fair value gap and stuff like that, but nothing complicated. In my opinion, trading needs to be kept simple, and the only way you're gonna be profitable long term is to keep things as simple as possible. So since I started trading futures, specifically NQ, I'm just sticking to price action, higher time frame targets, order flow. I use fair value gaps, and that's about it. And candles closing, right, which is a must. When it comes, if you want to trade, you need to know market structure and price action. So coming in from, you know, if we look on the 1 hour time frame, let's go back. We had this big move right here, which left a fair value gap that was just filled, and we started creating liquidity. Now, market psychology says, you know, when everyone is expecting something to happen, the opposite is gonna happen. So a lot of people were expecting sells to fill that fair value gap before going higher, which that's why I basically knew that price kind of wanted to push higher first. So I came in with a bullish bias. I had targets. I had a Asia high, current daily high here at 25,125. There was the current daily low, right, which was right here. And we also had this New York low, right, and we had that Asia low with a gap below. So I had a few liquidity points. We also had this liquidity wick here, which was the news high, right? So that's interesting because yesterday we had CPI. So 50-minute was looking a little bit bearish, coming closer to the to that news. We had a nice 50-minute V-shaped recovery right here with a break of structure and an aggressive retracement. I like that retracement, and honestly I wanted to take buys here towards the high, but it was a little bit before news, so I missed that. And look what news did, right? So CPI wicked the high and then completely reversed coming down. At this point, I think every trader on the internet was looking to go short, right? Because you had this liquidity wick to the upside, you had the break of structure down, you had the liquidity pool right there, the fair value gap down below. So I think absolutely everyone was looking to short this down. And when I saw that price is not heading lower and instead it started to reverse back up and actually push to data high, this happened pre-market open, which that's why I missed the move, but that was an amazing move. I thought the day was basically over because we took the data high, we took the objective, we did have the objective at 125, but price came like 10 points away from it, so I didn't really see any trades. However, look what happened here. So if we go down the 1 minute time frame, that's what I really use for entries. We can see we had that impulse above data high, and then we created a nice fair value gap at that push, which was also the opening range. So this was the opening low. Let me just remove this and all the other stuff. This was the opening range low, right? And the opening range high. We came down very aggressive. I waited for reaction there. We didn't really get a nice reaction. Price wick below it. So create a new low for near session. And then what did we have? And again, guys, I was watching this live with my students, so everything is recorded. I watched the reaction and we had a nice V-shaped recovery on the 1 minute. We left this wick to the upside, which honestly I didn't really like, but I thought that and I felt that price was gonna move a little bit higher. So once we retested back here, and you can see price actually came back to another fair value gap that it created here on the V-shape. Entry didn't really matter. We entered right there, stop just below the low, 5 points below it, just to be safe. And yeah, first target was a 1-to-1 to go break even at this high. And then second target was honestly just a 1-to-2, which was close to that objective. It did go higher to 1.5, but I took a full profit at 1-to-2. So this is an example of the trades that I was looking for. That's why I wanted to showcase this specific setup, because this is, in my opinion, this is like an A+ setup, right? You have higher time frame in your direction, price is bullish, you have liquidity to the upside, you have targets to the upside, you have order flow in your direction, price is pulling back aggressive, gives a nice V-shaped recovery in the 1 minute, leaves a nice fair value gap, enter there, and that's it, right? So usually for entries, I would have waited for this 1 minute bullish close to enter there, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, price exploded through the level and then had a complete reversal. So that's why targets are very important, right? You don't want to keep trading, keep holding the trades forever because you don't know when price is going to reverse. And that's exactly what it did. Price reversed back and completed that downside objective before, look at that, rebounded back to the upside. So market moves between levels, market moves between liquidity points and targets. That's how I like to call them in the market. There's targets, there's specific levels where price wants to go. And yeah, just wanted to show you guys exactly a type of setup that I like, my bread and butter, what I'm looking for every day. That's how I managed to get that max payout on Apex. Just taking this kind of setups, I was lucky to get them 3 days in a row to make that $1,000, and then just basically to flip it, I played the volatility. I, just went with the order flow. Again, guys, you always need to trade with the direction the market is going. Don't look for reversals because honestly, that's how you blow most of the account. Just trade with the trend, trade with the direction market is going until the objectives get hit, and only after that you can start switching biases. So again, this was my personal experience. This is exactly how I approach the evaluation phase, how I traded the fund accounts, how I got my first payout, how I'm gonna get the next payout because I'm doing the same system, and how I managed to get payout with other platforms as well using just simple and systematic trading. Now, if you want to work on building this kind of process properly, the full structure, the mindset, the approach to getting funded and staying funded, I do have the mentorship called the Platform Blueprint. It is for traders who are serious about doing this the right way. Link is in the description if you want to apply and find out more. And if you are looking for a platform to work with, I recommend Hola Prime. They have the fastest payouts in the entire industry with payouts under an hour and zero payout denial policy. Link is in the description as well. You can use code NFX for 30% off. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.